Hey everyone, this is Daniel,
And I'm June,
and we are
Korean.
American.
Hey Daniel,
Hey June,
welcome back.
welcome back.
Yeah. Why
We're
do you say
back.
welcome back?
This is a twofer. We
So-
recorded in the
yes.
morning, we had
Mhm.
lunch, and now we're recording again in the afternoon. So
Look how dedicated we are.
diligent.
Yeah. For the audience.
Yeah, we missed earlier this week, so we're trying to catch up for it as well.
Mhm.
But
Why
yeah.
did we meet? Why did we miss Monday? by
Did you
then?
actually forget?
Huh?
I don't want to bring it up.
Oh, you don't want to
No,
bring
I
it
don't
up?
want to bring it up. Yeah, personal reasons.
Mm.
It's been a long week.
Mm.
But the podcast gives me energy. So we're back for our second episode today.
Speaking of energy,
Yeah.
I'm trying out this new thing
Okay.
where I wake up at 5:30 a.m. and then I hit the gym because it opens at 6.
Oh, okay.
And then I do like 90 minutes to 2 hours workout,
Uh-huh.
and then I go
Into work.
into work.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah. And whoever told me that working out regularly
Yeah.
boosts up your energy level or stamina
Yeah.
is a liar.
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly tired throughout the entire day, which is starting to slightly affect the podcast a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is
Because
that why you've
have
been
you-
slacking?
Yes. I have absolutely no energy at all
after work.
past 9 a.m.
Oh.
So when I get off from work at like 7:30
Yeah.
to 8,
Yeah.
I only have like 1 hour
Yeah.
to do whatever.
Yeah.
But that's when I eat dinner.
Yeah.
And then I have to if I have to edit the podcast. But I have very low energy.
But I feel like what was I gonna say?
How long I have been doing this?
No. I mean, that's very intense, right? Like, I bet you sleep like a baby though at night.
I don't. That's also an
You
issue.
don't sleep well
Because
after all that.
weight training
Yeah.
and good sleep don't go together well.
But you weight train in the morning. I feel like it would be.
It triggers my.
Oh.
I know what it's called in Korean.
Yeah. Say it in Korean.
교감신경.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Like the nerves that are activated when you're alert versus the nerves that are activated to be calm.
I see.
Right. So you have to have like the reverse thing when you're sleeping,
Yeah.
but when you're doing intense workout, it activates your active nerve. Yeah.
Are you only doing weight training? Or are you doing cardio and other things?
Cardio and weight training.
Oh, that's intense.
Yeah, but only like 20 minutes of cardio.
Still, yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell though. I feel like you've lost weight and.
Yes, I have.
have.
Did I tell you how much I lost?
No.
The weight?
A lot?
Yeah, like should I? I feel like I feel pressure that I have to tell you in pounds.
Your product here. We should be sponsored by your gym now.
It's free. It's the one in my office. Now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That opens at 6. Got
Yeah.
it.
Anyways, 10kg.
No.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wait, first of all, you can't convert that. 22 pounds. 2.2.
I don't know.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And you didn't, I feel like you didn't weigh that much to begin with.
Oh, you should see pictures.
That's a lot. Wow. Okay. And how long has this been going on?
About 2.5 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah. Oh, but 2.5. Like I didn't lose 22 pounds in 2.5 months.
Oh, okay. From your heaviest.
Yeah. I first started with intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
So I lost a lot of weight from that. And then I'm doing the workout thing now.
I wish I could say I'm inspired, Jin, but I'm comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah. Why should you be? You look good.
No, because it's always like
But
always
you
good
did
to
say that
exercise
you
more.
gained a lot of weight.
Yeah, I'm probably the heaviest I've ever been in Korea. So it's like, I mean, I don't like it, but I don't really care that
I think
much.
the thing that triggered you was the US trip. It's when you gained a lot of weight.
Oh, and it
and
never-
then you expected that you would lose all that after you came back, and then you didn't.
I do think I lost that weight actually.
Mm-hmm.
What my current weight trajectory is from end of year into the Taiwan trip I haven't had time to recover from that. Yeah.
And you're going to Bali, right?
And we're going Guam next week.
Guam.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we're traveling next week as well. So
Wow.
yeah, I just feel like it's my excuse. I'm not that disciplined in general with this stuff. So
did you know some fun fact? Do you know that Guam was like the destination to go for pregnant women?
That
in
I did
Korea?
not know. No, still or it was.
I don't know when it started, but it's like what everyone does in Korea.
Oh,
Once you get pregnant,
you go to Guam
Yeah.
for your baby moon type thing.
Yeah. I
see.
didn't know there was a word called baby moon.
Yeah. Just like a pre-baby trip, your last freedom before the baby comes and takes all your free time away. But no, it's our first time. It's interesting. Anyway, yeah, that's its own thing. I think we're only going because we haven't been before, of course. And yeah, it seems popular for Koreans. And also it's just, we want to go while we're here. I don't think we'd ever consider going to Guam from the US.
Have you been to Guam before?
No, first time.
Oh, I haven't either.
Yeah.
I just heard that it's like a rundown version of Hawaii.
But less than half the distance away.
가성비, I would say.
I don't even know if it's any cheaper. I heard it's quite pricey too.
Really?
It's America, right? So it's going to have American prices. Everything's in dollars. But yeah, we just want to have the experience.
What are you most excited about?
Beach. Yeah, just relaxing. Yeah. It's cold, right? So it's been cold in Korea.
Why wouldn't you go to a place like Bali then?
Again, we've been to Bali a few times. So we just have never been to Guam. Yeah. Okay. And it's America. Guam's America. I don't know.
That's why I was asking.
It's the
Because you're
closest
American.
place
Why
to
would you go to
go.
America? Because you have plenty of opportunities to go to whatever.
That's true. Yeah, it is nearby, and it's not that close actually, but it's relatively close compared to the continental U.S. And it just seems to be popular. So we want to see what all the fuss is about. Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for you
Why?
to travel this frequently
with our family.
Yeah, with 4 kids.
It's expensive, but the way we justify it is
not because of the price, because it's a lot of work.
It's also expensive.
Yeah.
But trading off money for experiences is something I always want to do. And then secondly, not to be a downer, but we don't know how long our time in Korea will last. We haven't made firm plans, but while we're here, we want to travel to all the places nearby. So even Malaysia, like Kuala Lumpur, we haven't been to. Mainland China, I want to go to. Hong Kong, Macau, like I want to see these places before we leave. So
I want to be your son. Can you adopt me?
That's the tragedy. Only our oldest 2 will remember. Our younger 2 won't even remember these trips. But we'll have pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway. Yeah, so I'm really happy for your exercise and weight loss journey. I could never be this diligent. Yeah.
The thing is that what I really hate is when I like make up my mind and determine something, and it's just like slowly, it's like 후지부지 is the say in Korea. Like you just like slowly let go.
Oh, it wanes. Yeah, your motivation wanes.
I hate that. So I make sure that when I make up my mind, I do it.
I see.
But because of that, it's very hard to make up my mind. I don't determine a lot of things.
I see.
Because once I do, I have to commit.
So as your podcast co-host, I'm happy because I think you've been like diligently making sure we stay on it. But for
that's another thing.
For the exercise thing, then my question is, what's your mental commitment to it? Like, how long are you committed to this fitness journey? Do you have a target weight? Is there a time?
I don't think I have a target weight, nor do I have a time.
So this is your life now.
but I also heard that it's only because I've been doing it for 2.5 months. I'll wait until like 4-ish and see if
your stamina.
Yeah.
Was that what was motivating you? You wanted to be less tired and have more energy?
I don't know why this time. I had no
like crisis.
Maybe that's it.
You just want to prove to yourself you can do stuff.
Oh my god, that's it. Maybe.
Welcome to my world.
Oh
Jim.
my god, I only have two months left, 3 months left.
Before you turn 40.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I actually do. I don't want to say it's like a midlife crisis, but I do feel that a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like my 30s is ending.
Yeah.
And like 40s is like you're officially old, kind of.
In Jung, yeah. I mean, this is so off topic, but there was a newspaper headline, kind of a sad one, but I won't go into it. But anyway, it was like someone who's 39 years old, and I read 39, and it's only a year younger than me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, so young, like 39, so young. And then I'm like, wait, I'm 1 year older.
Yeah.
It makes a difference what number your age starts with.
Oh no. To me, I think this is a very Korean mindset. It's not, because I don't care if I'm 40 or 30. To me, it doesn't matter. The thing that really hits me is that I have to tell people, if they ask me how old are you, I have to say I'm 40.
Like 40대, like 40s?
Oh, whatever, 40 or 40대.
But is that what you're saying? Because like, even though you're 39, you can still say 30s. Is that what you're saying?
No, even if I do actually say 39 versus I am 40,
that's different.
It's very different.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm saying this is a very Korean mindset is because to me it doesn't matter at all, actually.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm like 40 or 50.
Okay.
But the fact that I have to say that,
I'm not understanding the nuance. Because in my mind, I was like, even if I'm 39, I can say I'm 30s and let them decide.
It's almost like as if I'm saying, like, how old are you? Yeah. I am old. Do you know what I mean? That part is kind of what's affecting me.
Is that the standard reference frame for Korean? 40 means old.
I think so. If I think so, maybe that is.
Are there sayings like, 50 is the new 40? Do people say that?
Only old people would say that.
Age is just a number. I don't know. At least for me, yeah, maybe there is something to it. Yeah, I wouldn't say like 40 was definitively like, oh, you're old. That number in my mind is actually, I was gonna say 50. Yeah, 50 maybe. But I know 50-year-olds, and it doesn't feel like they're old. I don't know. As you get older, it just doesn't feel. I don't feel old.
Oh, also, I think it's because there's a categorizing word in Korea called 중년, like mid ages.
Yeah,
I think it applies from when you're 40.
Oh, so there is like some formal law or definition that implies over 40 means you're old.
I don't think it's by law, but it's like a cultural
thing. Okay. As far as I'm aware, there's no like definitive marker in America. It's what you make of it.
Yeah. I still can't. I'm still not mentally prepared to say that I'm 40.
You're in denial.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, good for you.
Better than buying like an expensive sports car.
No, but good for you for starting your exercise journey and sticking with it. I would expect nothing less. Yeah. All right. So today, June, we are up for another comment, read, and respond episode.
Yes, I was waiting for this.
Oh, you too?
Yeah.
I love these.
Retaliation.
No. Discussion.
Yeah, I'm just joking. Yeah.
I know you are.
Yeah.
But this is our only chance to kind of interact with our listeners and commenters, and we really appreciate all of the comments in my mind, even if they're disagreeing with us, borderline rude and disrespectful in my opinion. But at least I still appreciate it because people are at least engaging and sharing their thoughts. So yeah.
Cool. I prepared 1, 2, 3. How many? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow.
That's a lot. Yeah. Let's run through those.
10
and then...
comments. Which now that I'm reviewing, when I was screenshotting these,
it didn't feel like a lot, or
maybe I was in a very negative mood. I collected all the ones that I wanted to actually retaliate against. Maybe.
It actually works out well because I wanted to read off some more Instagram DMs and emails we've received.
Okay, that's
because I feel like these tend to be more positive.
Yes.
And I feel like, again, historically, this has always been maybe retaliation. So I wanted to be more balanced this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to start off with a very lighthearted one, which I thought was just like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But it was just hilarious the way that this person wrote it.
Okay.
It was from the reels called 미국 딸기는 맛이 없다.
So American strawberries don't taste good.
And this person says, 미국 딸기는 국 끓여 먹는 채소라고요. I don't know if you can get the Korean nuance of it, but it's like kind of cute and like funny.
It just said that American strawberries taste like vegetables you put in soup.
Yeah, but the nuance is that they didn't say it tastes like. They said American strawberries are what you put in soup.
Oh, are what you put. Oh, okay.
That was kind of funny.
First of all, there's no strawberries you put in soup, June.
I know.
I know.
Yeah, they were saying it in a kind of funny, ironic way. Yeah.
In Jung, I mean, you probably haven't had American strawberries in a while.
I haven't.
Yeah, but it's true. I actually, oh, you know what? I remember that episode. I cut this part out when we were editing because I felt like my take was too strong. But I remember distinctly saying, American strawberries to me are more like cucumbers now. They're very watery.
Yeah.
They're like almost crispy. Like, you know, they should be soft, but they're crispy.
Yeah.
And then they're very flavorless. And so actually, I cut it out because I was like, oh, that's too harsh. Maybe I'm being wrong. But that comment is kind of in line with what I said.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you know that there are certain households that would sprinkle sugar on your strawberries?
In Korea.
In Korea.
Oh, I feel like my parents might have done that growing up.
Yeah.
Definitely tomatoes. They put sugar on top of the tomatoes, which in hindsight is kind of weird.
Why is it? Because tomatoes are not very sweet like your average fruit.
Oh, I agree, but no one consumes tomatoes like fruit.
I think that's a Korean thing.
Yeah, I feel like I remember my Koreans biting into tomato like I would an apple.
Yeah.
But I would never consume a tomato that way. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because it's not sweet.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay, we have to talk about chame too. Do you like chame?
No.
Okay. But it's like one of the most popular fruit desserts in Korea.
Yeah, it's one of my least favorite fruits, to be honest with you.
Because it's not sweet.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I like more tangy fruits.
Oh,
it's
like citrus.
Yeah.
귤.
But even not even for like citrus fruits per se, like even for apples, I like the green ones.
Green apples, not the red. Okay.
And I know that some people might think that's very weird, but I also like green bananas.
No, the unripe bananas.
Yeah,
they're gross. No.
Oh, I like that.
They're so starchy. It's gross.
Not exactly the starchiness, but like the scent that it has.
Interesting.
The fresh kind of scent that like unripened fruit has. I kind of like it.
I can't injung this. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not looking for injung.
No, I know, but I can't. Like the green bananas where it's so starchy, I can't even swallow.
Oh, not to that extent, but you know, like the ones that are like slightly yellow greenish. So
okay.
Like,
you prefer it on the taste.
Overly ripe bananas versus like underripe. I would definitely pick underripe.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we get on this? Oh, sugar on strawberries.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember my parents giving it to me. But now that I think about it, it's kind of crazy. Like, why would you put sugar on strawberries?
When I was growing up, well, it's going back to the tomato thing, but we didn't sprinkle sugar, but we put honey on it.
Honey?
Yeah. Honey on tomatoes are really good.
That's like a thing in Korea.
I think it's a Korean thing.
Never heard this
Have you
before.
ever had like a tomato juice made with a blender?
No.
Put tomatoes and then honey in it? And
No,
then
definitely
blend
not.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very good.
You have to put a lot of honey, though, I feel like, to make it taste decent.
Only a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
We have honey and tomatoes at home, so I'm going to try it.
But maybe to your American standard, maybe you should put a lot of honey.
A lot of honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Yeah, I don't remember doing that.
Okay.
All right.
So that was one.
I got one from YouTube, Jan.
Okay.
I gotcha. This is actually on our very latest episode, but I thought it was interesting. So K-Love Texas, who's been commenting a lot. I see you, K-Love Texas. You invited our former guest to go fishing with you in Texas.
Oh, is that the one?
And catch the gar.
Oh, that was so nice. But awesome. We didn't send it to Seoul, did we?
They can read it.
Yeah, okay.
But this one says, I'd love to know more about the number and quality of English texts translated to Korean. So I think they're saying they read a lot of works translated from Korean to English. But because of what you were saying around access to translated material, how are English things that are translated into Korean, how do you feel like the translation quality is there?
I don't know about translation quality, but there are certain nuances to the Korean language that you can tell that it's translated. Okay. It's because of the structure of the language, I think. Yeah. We call it 번역투. Like translated sounding.
Oh, that's what that term means.
Yeah.
So you can tell it's been translated.
Yeah, because it's kind of awkward. Like you wouldn't write it that way if you started with Korean, kind of. So there is that kind of a little bit of awkwardness. What was the question? The quality?
Just like was it quantity and quality of them? Yeah. Because you were saying, one potential reason why Koreans don't read as much is just there's not as much stuff translated into Korean.
Yeah.
Right. So they were saying, how is the quality or quantity? Oh, maybe number or quality. Yeah. Of the English text. Have you ever read like an English text and also read the Korean translation? Maybe you can't speak to it.
I have.
Oh, really? What book?
Like philosophy books.
Oh, you're so cultured.
But this is because I couldn't understand the Korean. And therefore I had to read the English text to understand better. Because it's so, like, philosophy books are very highbrow and, like, they use very big, weird vocabularies that is very hard to understand to begin with, even with their original language. But that plus being translated into Korean makes it so difficult to understand. Yeah.
Okay. So at least data point of one book, the Korean translation was so bad that you had to go read the English translation.
I don't want to say the Korean translation was bad per se of itself. Maybe they did their best, but it's just like the nature of translating languages anyways.
Fine. After reading or attempting to read the Korean translation, you just went back to the English one.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was that comment. What you got next?
Oh, me. This one was the comment on the reels called 한국 눈사람, 미국 눈사람이 다른 점.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, the one about Korean snowmen versus American snowmen.
I captured 2 comments from this reels. I think both were interesting.
Okay.
I'm just going to read it in Korean.
Yeah.
This person said, 가장 흔한 거주 형태가 아파트냐 가정집이냐에 나도 생각보다 클 것 같아요. So they're thinking the root cause of why these snowmen look different comes from whether you're living in an apartment or a detached home.
Okay.
마당에서 눈사람 만들고 손쉽게 주방에 들어가서 당근을 가져 나올 수 있는가? 아니면 엘리베이터 타고 10층 올라가서 비밀번호 치고 들어가서 당근 가지고 다시 엘리베이터 타고 나와야 하는가? Did you understand this?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like the accessibility of carrots. That's what they're saying. Like, I don't agree to this, but it was very interesting observation.
I think about this a lot, June.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do in America is go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And when you come home, you park the car, you bring them in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so much more tiring in Korea. You don't park the car, you temporarily park in front of your elevator, unload everything in front of the elevator. Then you go park the car, come back to the elevator, and then June, this is literally I open the elevator, open the door to my apartment. Like rush in, bring 2 bags in, go out again, enter my code, put 2 more bags in, rush out. However many times I have to do from getting it to outside to inside the apartment building. And then from there, I bring it from the entrance closer to the elevator. So another back and forth. And then I wait for my elevator, pray no one's there. And maybe I just buy a lot because we have a big family. And this is what I'm used to when I go shopping. But anyway, and then the elevator comes, I rush in, bring all the stuff in, go up to my floor, and then do the same thing unloading. It's just, it's such a hassle.
I feel you.
Do all Koreans do this? Am I missing something?
Why are you not using coupon?
We do, but I just like I like the experience of grocery shopping.
But everyone does that.
Okay.
We're used to do that pre-coupon.
I feel like my volume of purchasing might be higher.
It is an anomaly, I think.
Okay,
because you have a big family again. Yeah.
And maybe I just consume more than your average Korean.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's like, it's so onerous.
Yeah.
And every time I'm doing that, I'm like, oh, why did I do this?
Well, for the Korean audience and for me, describe a little bit more in detail of how it works in your house in the States. So you just drive into the garage.
You open the garage, you drive into the garage. You open the door from your garage to your home with a door stop. You just keep it open.
Is it usually... do you enter into the kitchen?
Every house is different, but ours does open up into like a pantry area. You bring everything from your car into your home, but it's literally like 5 steps back and forth. It's not a big deal. There's no elevator to wait for. There's no automatic sliding door to wait for. You just keep the door open, wedge it open, put it in, and then you take your time to put it away. And it's so different. Also, the thing, it really does trigger for me, like, this is kind of daily life-ish. But if we're all the way in our car and about to leave, and my kids are like, oh, I forgot this. I'm like, we've come too far. Like, we can't go and get it.
Yeah.
It's literally a 10-minute wait to go back out, go in the apartment, wait for the elevator, go up the elevator, get the thing, wait for the elevator, come down the elevator, go back to our car. We're like, you forgot a jacket? Sorry, next time bring it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the US, again, if you're in your car about to leave, it's like a 30-second detour, maybe a minute. So it makes a big difference. Yeah. This was a good one.
Interesting. Oh, but there was another one. 재밌는 분석이네요.
Sorry, maybe this is dumb. But I also agree that it's not the root cause. Because if it was, they would bring the carrot before they left. They'd bring it with them.
Good point.
If that was their intention. Anyway.
Yeah, but out of everything, why would they bring a carrot, though, is also would be my counter.
Yeah, I don't know the root of why carrots became the de facto nose in American Snowmen.
If anything, they would bring a stone with them or like a stick with them.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Anyways, it's somewhat related to the second comment that I wanted to read. So this one says 재밌는 분석이네요. It's an interesting observation. 생물학적으로 달라서일 수도 있지만 it could be because we're biologically different. But 서양은 물질적 입체감을 동양은 선적인 표현을 하는 것이 몸에 배어 있는 것이 아닌가 싶기도. They say it's because in the Western world they're more used to expressing things in three-dimensional materials, whereas in the Eastern world they're more used to expressing things in lines. And I think you can see this in like traditional paintings. Yeah, like most Eastern paintings are just described in lines, whereas Western paintings are very three-dimensional, right? They put shadows to make it look, you know what I mean?
Is this related to like what in Korea dragons don't have wings? Like, are you saying maybe American art and paintings tend to be more photorealistic?
Could be. And I think it's because it's the Renaissance, right? And like the Renaissance movement it started from like the Greek way of art, right? If you see Greek statues, they're very realistically sculptured. And then I think Christianity took over, and then everything like dumbed down, like the arts are like all super dumb. Yeah. And then the Renaissance was like, let's go back to the Greek era and like let's try to mimic the reality as much as possible. Yeah. And so then it becomes like the very realistic expressions of everything, like the muscles and like the I should know this, like focal points and all that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm nodding, but I have no idea. But I understand what you're saying.
Whereas like Eastern art didn't go through that phase, and it's always very abstract and flat.
I see.
And therefore, you express more with the lines than the shadows and the dimensionality.
Okay, so the conclusion is, in general, American art, and maybe even Snowmen, tries to be a bit more realistic / three-dimensional.
Yeah, whereas in Eastern cultures, it's more line-based and abstract. I kind of buy that.
I could take this many different directions, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
But okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any art experts out there who could chime in on this. What were the other differences?
I think I took enough art classes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's part of the architecture curriculum?
Of course.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've never taken an art class in my life, which is not surprising probably for our listeners. Okay, but what were the differences besides the carrot / Rockford nose that we brought up? Oh, the eye shape. That one's maybe biological. Yeah. And then 3 parts versus 2. Yeah. Maybe biological. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Interesting observation. Thank you, commenter. Next one. Maybe I think this one's interesting then. Let me read this. So this is from the Jung and Han short that we took with Honey Jam, Janice and David. And this comment says, I think you should separate being independent and individualistic behavior with Korean Jung. Just because culture is becoming more individualistic and competitive does not necessarily indicate less Jung. I believe Jung is cultural driven love, and this is highly embedded within language and culture itself. So long as culture exists, Jung exists. I'm summarizing a bit. However, I think Korean culture is becoming more defensive for sure. But once they open up, they literally do all things for you. So this is where Jung comes into play.
How do they ever open up?
Good question.
Yeah.
I think two things I wanted to cover. I really feel like we need to have a definition for Jung.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like that's the root cause of a lot of this confusion and back and forth. Like, I agree it exists, it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Because what this person is saying is, once they open up, they do all things for you. I'm not sure if that is true more in Korea than elsewhere. Because everywhere in the world, for your close friends, I feel like you would go really, pretty far to do things for them.
Yes.
I'm not sure that is unique or more so in Korea.
Yeah.
And at least my definition of Jung is not related to things you do for your good friends. So that's where I wanted to get with that. But secondly, June, based on another conversation we had, I thought this one was good because this is saying let's not automatically assume that independent or individualistic societies have less Jung. Because you were sharing yourself when you were in America, you almost felt more Jung.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think we should start with defining Jung from your perspective, and I'll share what my understanding is again. But it's just these posts always have so much interaction that I think we need to get at something there, and then maybe we could talk about Jung with how it relates to individualistic versus collective societies.
Okay. Well, my definition of Jung would be first of all, it has to be unconditional.
Okay. No strings attached.
Unconditional friendliness to your neighbor.
Your neighbor.
Not like your physical neighbor, but like someone who's like not a total stranger.
Yeah.
Nor is it your like immediate family.
I see. Interesting. Okay. My definition of Jung would be displaying kindness beyond what the relationship warrants. Right? So even if it is a stranger, like maybe in some world you owe nothing to them, but even if you do a little bit, I would call that Jung. Right? And let's say like we are good friends, but I still go above and beyond even what that friendship level would warrant. I'd say that like some of that root cause is Jung, like just wanting to give beyond what is expected. Yeah. I think it's similar to you because you're saying no strings attached, and I'm saying like, okay, there might be some strings, but it's beyond what is expected. And then you are saying it only exists with like neighbors, so not necessarily complete strangers. And I'm saying relative to the relationship level, going above that to me is Jung.
To be clear, I do think friendliness exists amongst strangers as well, but I just don't associate that with Jung. I think that's just basic humanity.
I see. Cool. Yeah.
So when I'm helping out like a 할머니 in a subway, that's humanity.
Not Jung.
Not Jung, I think. Yeah. Because I would do that to anyone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's different. I would only do that, I think, for a Korean.
Oh.
No, maybe that's not true. I don't know. Oh. But I feel like I am more willing to do it for a Korean. Let's say if I was in the US, I saw like what I thought was a Korean 할머니 struggling. I feel like I would be more willing to help them than like a random non-Korean 할머니. Even though sometimes I would help the non-Korean 할머니, and that is what you're calling goodwill, I will still do that. But I feel like when I do it for the Korean 할머니, I'm like more inclined to do it. It feels like Jung to me.
Interesting. I think it's because the language. Because for you, Jung itself is a very foreign word to begin with. And it's somewhat because it's very strongly associated with Koreanness.
Yeah.
Is that not true?
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah. Because Koreans, in a weird way, for Koreans, the Korean language is not...
It's nothing.
It's not a Korean thing.
Yeah.
It's a life thing.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I think probably my definition of Jung too, or understanding and resonance with the concept, it's like heavily colored by being an immigrant, right? So Koreans were a minority for sure.
Yeah.
So you kind of had this like very like collectivist relationship with every Korean.
Yeah.
Like I've said this before, but like growing up, I literally was told to insa to any Korean I met. Like, that's kind of wild, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that in Korea. It's like everywhere you go.
How do you know? Like, show me a passport. 안녕하세요.
Let's say they have a sign or they start speaking Korean. Like, you just insa.
So it's immigrant camaraderie.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that is what's coloring a lot of the Jung, my understanding of what it is. And I also want to clarify maybe a bit of misconception. I didn't even hear the term Jung or Han until I think it was like late college years.
I see.
So I was like already, let's say 20, early 20s, let's say. It's not something I grew up hearing or feeding time. It's not something I grew up hearing or being taught by my parents. And so I think when I first heard of that, I was like, oh, this explains so much. Like why I feel this connection to every Korean I meet in the US. And so I think at least that's what I recognize colors my understanding of this. Yeah.
So I think the understanding of Jung between Korean Koreans and Korean Americans it's kind of different, right? So
I think so. I think that could explain some of this.
Oh, after almost 2 years now we figured out why this like difference in understanding of Jung happens between you and me.
Because if I apply and
it has more color. It has more specific color for Korean Americans, I think.
I mean, I want to be very clear. This is just my understanding.
Yeah, but I understand. Like, I kind of get it.
Yeah, but I'm a very not native Korean speaker. But this is when I heard what it meant. Like this, very willingness to be friendly and help each other out.
Yeah,
that's what I immediately resonated with. Yeah. And extending that into a Korean society where everyone's Korean, can you really feel that for every single person? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, this is kind of unrelated, but I think it's very interesting how like a foreign language becomes much more conceptualized
to non-native speakers. Yeah.
Like for instance, if I listen to, like for taekwondo, like certain skills in taekwondo is just Korean, right? And something like jirugi or 발차기, right?
What are those? Yeah.
Like kick, right? In a Korean language, if you hear 발차기, it just means kick.
Yeah.
But even like Americans learning taekwondo, they call it 발차기.
Oh, yeah.
And for them, it might sound very conceptual and very exotic, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I think Jung is kind of like that for you too. It becomes more conceptualized. Yeah.
But I don't know. Like my understanding of Jung had to come from somewhere, and a lot of the comments are agreeing. Like Jung in Korea is going away.
Yeah. So
you're saying in that context, even for your neighbors, extending unconditional, what did you call it? Kindness or friendliness?
Friendliness. Yeah.
Unconditional friendliness to your neighbors is going away still. Yeah.
Because everything's strings attached these days.
Is that the part that's going away?
I think so.
I see.
The unconditionalness kind of makes you look like a pushover.
Yeah.
And I think in the very competitive society that it is Korean society right now, like you don't really want to be a pushover.
Interesting.
And you don't want to risk being a pushover. That's why. Yeah. So only like the commenter said, only when you're completely verified as being
that person's not taking advantage of me. Yeah.
Then I can show my vulnerabilities to you.
I see.
And I can happily be a pushover to you.
Oh, then you're willing to be a pushover.
Maybe.
Or once you are pushed over, then the relationship ends.
Yeah, pushover doesn't exist anymore. Like I can seem like a pushover, then it's fine because you're not gonna take advantage of me anyways. Yeah.
But if they do, does the relationship end?
Yes, of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why would you still be friends if they take advantage of you?
Because you value the relationship, and everyone makes mistakes, and you want to like forgive and forget and move
that's
on.
Another thing. If you could, yeah, but it would affect the friendship.
Sure.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, again, true in America too.
Yeah.
But, I guess I couldn't say Americans are more forgiving. I don't think I don't know if that's true or not.
사바사.
Oh, case by case basis, yeah. Sadam by Sadam, yeah.
Person by person.
What was the second part of this comment? So explaining the difference between Jung. Oh yes, Jung as it relates to individualism. Yeah. So like you said, you felt this, as you would define it, unconditional neighborliness unconditional kindness to your neighbors more when you were in the U.S. than Korea.
I did so, yeah.
I mean, I honestly would have to agree with that, sadly.
Yeah. Like the most Jung that I felt was from like these random white people.
Yeah. So then what is the core or root of Korean Jung then, right? Because my only understanding is like the Korean immigrant community. But like what did Jung look like for you growing up that no longer exists now?
The premise is that the competitiveness it's much more mild than it is right now. And therefore a lot of things are unconditional. And there's a lot of camaraderie, feeling of camaraderie, we're all in this together kind of mindset. Yeah, I like that. Like whenever I think about Jung, the very iconic image is that opening scene of Reply 1988.
They're all so they all live near each other. They're all neighbors, and they're shuttling banchan back and forth
that thing.
Constantly.
That actually happened when I was growing up. Yeah, even when I was living in an apartment. Yeah, I knew who was living. Like I was living in 207호. I know who lives in 307호, 407호. Yeah, like above me. Yeah,
I see. So this helps explain your the comments and overall sentiment, because a lot of the comments were like Jung hasn't disappeared, it's just changed. So by your definition, you would just say that Jung is still there, but what constitutes a neighbor has become very, very small and strict.
I think so.
So you don't consider anyone your neighbor anymore. Yeah. Therefore, the people you are doing Jung with, it's so small. Yeah. I see. Yeah. Okay. That actually sheds a lot of color on this. So yeah. Okay. Cool. I would. Oh man. Yeah. All right.
Want to dig more into this?
No. It's just okay. By that definition, what I would say is, I feel like that Jung with your very close inner circle friends, yeah, that's no different than what you see in, let's say, the U.S. And if anything, now that general neighborly affection that maybe used to be greater in Korea now exists more in the U.S. So yeah, overall, I think I'd agree with that. But I do want to just flag, like, I believe this is changing a lot in the US too. So it's maybe like a global thing. People are becoming more isolated, wary of your strangers. I read a lot of forums where older people in America complain about the new people. Like, oh, this, very young person moved into my neighborhood. He doesn't say hi. He just comes back from work, goes into his home, never leaves. And they're like, hey, we all want to like be friendly with you, but you don't want to be. So I feel like that is a growing sentiment in the US as well. So just not being as neighborly. But at least for me, my idea of neighbors is to be very friendly and open by default.
I see. Okay.
All right, moving on.
Okay, I'll move on to a little bit more lighthearted one.
Okay.
And this one's not... I'm not directing this one to a very specific comment, but overall comments. This one comes from the reels called 한국 시골살이 하는 교포부부. So this one about Lyra and Seo. Okay. 경상도 시골에서 깜짝 놀랐던 사연. Do you remember what this was about? So she thought they were fighting.
Oh yeah.
But she said they were not.
Yeah.
And I countered that by saying they were actually fighting. And I still stand by this, but I do think it's kind of a radical perspective. So I was kind of risking it when I was like making into a reel. But then I was so validated because all the comments was like, so true. We're 24/7 angry. And it's like, I couldn't agree more, speaking as someone born in Busan.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm validated.
Is this so? Okay.
Not a single comment said that June is wrong. Yeah.
I feel like that's inverted in the US, where city people are generally assumed to be less friendly, and the countryside people are assuming to be more friendly, right? So why do you think that difference exists here? Or is it
I think having angry energy and friendliness is kind of independent. You can have a lot of angry energy and being
friendly.
You can be friendly.
Okay. So it's just a bunch of angry people.
Yeah.
All right. Where's a good analogy? Like, what part of the US gives off angry energy? I feel like it's only cities that I can associate it with. I don't know. Interesting. But, I'll bring this up because the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Like Latino people?
Yeah.
Don't they have more like angry energy?
You could say they're more animated, but I would never call it anger.
Like Latino women?
fiery, but again, I wouldn't call it angry. Yeah, it's not angry to me.
I see.
But I will say, like, the Eagles, Philadelphia is known for being ruthless sports fans. Like, they will, like, be really mean to their own team. And also, when they won the Super Bowl, they're known to riot very violently, right? So even more so than the other cities, I think they're known for that reputation.
Yeah.
So I think you could extend something there too. Yeah.
Anyways, this was
validation
for me.
The angry energy from your hometown.
Yeah.
June, why don't you go again?
Okay. This one could be a little bit. I wanted to talk about this with you. Because I didn't experience this firsthand.
Yeah.
But I can see this happening. Anyways, this comes from a reels called 한국인들이 가끔 교포들에게 갖는 불편한 감정. Well, the one that you talked about, how sometimes Korean Americans try to claim Koreanness.
Yeah, okay.
That one, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was this one comment saying, 대학 다녀본 사람들은 알겠지만, so 대학 meaning like 유학, I think.
Okay.
Korean people who went to study abroad in college would know this. 교포들이 유학생들 겁나 무시하는데 그게 너무 웃김. So like the Korean Americans really 무시해, look down upon the 유학생s.
Interesting.
But I can see why this person says this.
Yeah. So okay, let's talk about this because there is actually a vein of comments like this.
Yeah.
That I have been wanting to address. Specifically, it's like a lot of Koreans are like, oh, when Korean culture wasn't cool, like Korean Americans pretended not to be Korean or they look down on Koreans.
Yeah.
But now that being Korean is cool, they're like claiming Koreanness all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that I could talk about. But I think first I'll talk about this, at least, again, my experience. I always felt like there was a shared embarrassment between Koreans who feel like they can't speak English well and Korean Americans who feel like they can't speak Korean well. And at least for me, I've shared this before, I felt so like excluded from the 유학생s because even if they did speak some English, they're more comfortable in Korean. They're always talking in Korean, and I literally just can't even participate in that conversation. And so it almost felt like, oh, by speaking Korean, which is very natural for them, I get it, but I feel excluded, right? And in a way, like I feel ashamed because I can't speak Korean. So I just want to say, at least for me, for every Korean out there who second guesses their English skills, feels excluded when the conversation is in English, isn't willing to engage in English and try to make friends because of that, at least I felt the exact same way about Koreans. And it's like, as much as I wanted to get to know them, be friends with them, etc., I just felt I never was able to. And so it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to like have my pride and move on and just keep hanging out with my Korean Americans or American friends. And so I don't think it was for a lack of desire, but just this mutual, almost like, we both have some pride and like we both don't want to admit we're bad or be in an environment that makes us feel bad about ourselves. So yeah, I want to say this because I feel like every Korean can empathize with that English blocker. And I hope they realize that a lot of times Korean Americans feel the same way with their Korean skills.
I want to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah, please.
I mean, not that I don't agree with that. I think there's some mutual thing, but being a Korean American in America and Korean in America is kind of already there's a level of vulnerability that I think Koreans might feel, even though through each other there's mutual like deficits.
Yeah.
I think because they're in America, they feel more vulnerable. I think they could
feel more vulnerable.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's like specifically in college though, and it's like the Korean club and it's a bunch. First of all, the Korean club was mostly Korean Americans from my experience.
Is it?
But when the Koreans hang out together, I don't know, at least in that room or that circle or that meeting, it's like basically Korea at that point. And so at least, even though I am Korean American in America, I felt the same way approaching that group or conversation. So,
I see.
The other thing I will say, it's like the whole idea that Koreans tried to pretend they weren't Korean when it wasn't cool, and now they claim it. I have to say that really does not resonate with me. I always felt a lot of pride. And in fact, like amongst East Asians, I think Koreans are made fun of almost for having so much pride in being Korean. And so I always felt the pride in being Korean. It's not that I was trying to like distance myself from there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. At least I never felt that. And a lot of my friends too, maybe they felt rejected by the Korean community, or quite frankly, just they didn't know much about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like I'm distancing myself. It's like I just have no affinity for it. I don't speak the language. I don't know the culture. Yeah, we love Korean food, but like, you know, it I don't know. At least for me, I never actively felt embarrassed to be Korean ever. In fact, I was always very proud of being Korean. I don't know why. But it, you know, so when I hear like Koreans accusing Gyopas of being ashamed of it, that just was never true. I will say there is some underlying shame in being Asian growing up, at least when I grew up, right? And that's why I feel so much camaraderie with Asian Americans in general, whether it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Taiwanese, any Asian American, Vietnamese American, right? I just Filipino. I just felt so much camaraderie because we all were like mushy head by, you know, blacks and whites and like non-Asians, right? At least that was my experience.
I think when Korean people refer to that, I don't think they differentiate like Asian to Korean. I think what they were trying to say is that you're ashamed of your Asianness.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit that's true.
Yeah,
it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
But why? But then, how can Koreans use that as something that is a weakness of Korean Americans? We don't want to be ashamed either, but it's culturally just like so oppressive.
I think what they're trying to point out is the what's the word?
Hypocrisy?
Hypocrisy, yeah. Inconsistent, which I want to say it's only natural human behavior, right? Like,
well, what is the hypocrisy? I'm trying to understand.
Oh, because once you were ashamed of your identity, now that it's become cool, now you're proud of it, kind of thing.
And that's seen as a negative from Koreans to Asian Americans.
I think that's the point that they're making, which I don't really agree, but I understand. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to think about that. I guess I can see why that appears hypocritical. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to think of maybe like an analogy for Korean society. Can you think of one where like, yeah, I don't know, you're not proud of it?
It's like, imagine that you were like a very early member of some startup and you were so ashamed that I work at this small company.
Instead of Samsung or something, yeah.
And then you quit because of that. But then all of a sudden this startup became like the next whatever Google. Yeah. And now you always say I'm ex Google.
I see. Yeah.
It's that kind of analogy that I can make. But I think that's totally understandable, no? That's just like, what's so bad about that?
Yeah, I agree. But I guess it still doesn't resonate with me because that's the thing. I would never make fun of that person for feeling that way. If anything, it's like, well, who is society to tell you that working at a small startup for Samsung is a bad thing, something to be ashamed of?
Yeah.
Right? No one likes feeling shame. And so the fact that we feel judged for the shame we felt, that's what feels wrong for me. Like, it's not an individual thing. It's society telling you collectively, Asian Americans aren't cool, aren't good.
I think the criticism is more emphasized on the latter part, that now you're, but maybe it's the same. That's why I think I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. It's just like, it's just basic human behavior. It's very natural. Like, why wouldn't you be proud about it? It's almost as if like saying, if you were shamed about it once, you
can never be proud of it now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe it's also because Korean people think that you didn't contribute anything towards this success. Maybe that's why.
And now we get to take some of the glory, spoils. Maybe.
I'm just trying to understand
each. But here's what I want to make very clear. I at least for me, I always felt proud to be Korean. It's weird. Like, I did.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you feel society is judging you for being Asian American, right? And I think that dichotomy is what is so hard, and like, I don't know, even makes me feel like, even though I grew up in America, that to me like breeds a sense of Han a bit. It's like, oh, you used to look down on me, and now you think that Koreans are cool, right? Like, I don't know, you treated me so badly before, and now you want to be friends with me, right? That's the exact sentiment I feel like, having grown up Asian American. So Yeah. Isn't that exactly how Koreans feel about themselves in Korea? Like something you used to look down on me, oh, Korea's so poor, Korea's undeveloped, etc. And now that we're successful, everyone wants to be a part of Korea, like take advantage or ride the Hallyu wave. Isn't that what do they feel that for our country? And why is it especially targeted towards Gyopos?
Again, I don't agree. But I think it's because they think that you guys didn't contribute anything to this success. Because you were not a part of this growth when we were doing this, right? Like to go back to the startup analogy, like that person who stayed in the startup to make Google the Google that it is today can claim that now I'm proud of it. I might have been ashamed with my small startup back then, but I can claim this success. Whereas like that ex-Googler who left like the first year cannot.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, my counter to that is you can never quit being Korean or Asian American
of course,
in the US. It's a part of your identity.
Yeah.
You can try to suppress it, you can ignore it from a place of shame for sure.
Yeah.
But you can't change how you look. You can't change how you're perceived by society.
Yeah.
So I would say it feels very unfair to be judged for something that society is putting on you. Yeah. So
I agree. Yeah. I think these are the good moments of like the most constructive thing that can come out of our podcast. Yeah.
I wonder what a good analogy is in Korea. Sorry. It's like, I mean, being poor is never going to be seen as a good thing, right? I mean, the equivalent would be, I don't know, like Chinese Koreans, right? If in some future, like China becomes so awesome that like Chinese Koreans can ride that wave. And all of a sudden Chinese Koreans who used to be ashamed of it are now proud of it. I don't know. That would be like a direct analogy if that were to happen. But anyway.
Is being Korean that cool? Because I don't know. I've never experienced it.
Again, I haven't experienced it either, but from my friends who have Korean kids, a generation beneath me, again, they tell me it's not only gone, that embarrassment of being Asian or Korean specifically, it's now such a good thing. It's like, oh, you're so cool for being Korean.
Was there any nationality that was cool before?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean?
Like what?
Nationality?
Yeah.
I mean, black people are cool, white people are cool.
No, but it's just like, just by saying, like, let's say I met you at some like third world country, right?
Okay.
And we become friends, and I ask you where you're from, and you say, I come from this country.
Yeah.
And was there any country that would sound like, oh, that's so cool?
Growing up, I didn't have that awareness. This is why it's still foreign for me.
It's so weird, right?
Yeah.
Even Americans, right? I would just think, oh, you're from America. I wouldn't say, oh, that's so cool, you're from America, kind of.
Yeah, but Koreans do look up to America. I feel like if you were American in Korea before, you were automatically seen as like, oh wow, like.
Really? Because like that concept of like you coming from a certain country is so cool.
Yeah.
Is so odd to me.
I mean, even that is a bit foreign, right? It's like the fact that they're lumping all Koreans together.
Yeah.
There's probably something.
So it's so like it's so hard to believe in my mind.
But has there ever been anything like Hallyu that just like, again, a culture becoming so relevant and cool on a global stage?
Is it? Because I don't know. I live in Korea.
Yeah, I mean, but June, like Parasite won that award.
Yeah.
Squid Game was the most watched show ever. Like clearly there's something there, right? Hangang just won a Nobel Prize in Literature. BTS is far and away one of the most popular and recognized bands in the world, right? So
I think I should be outside of Korea to really feel this.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, you said you felt it a bit in Taiwan, right?
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah. But okay, one final argument, right? What did your average Korean living in Korea do to contribute to this? What makes that random person take any more credit? They're not BTS.
Oh, but we suffered through this together.
So did we. Korean Americans suffered too.
I know. I'm just saying, but it's like.
No, but what did your typical Korean calling Gyopo is like? Who are you to take credit for this? Who are you to take credit for this?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But we sustained the society at least.
Yeah, and what I would say is
I'm not agreeing to this.
Oh no! I just want to offer a counterpoint, which is Korean Americans. they have established themselves in America too.
I mean, we went to the military. We defended the nation.
In America,
paid taxes.
Even before like Hallyu, I don't know. Korean Americans were they were making a name for themselves as well in the U.S. And if anything, like perpetuating the model minority myth and whatever, like there's downsides to that too, but there are benefits to be had as well.
Yeah.
And so I think just being the first set of immigrants, in a sense, first generation or two, paving the way, it's made it easier for any future. I'd say honestly that has made it easier than for any Korean to, let's say, immigrate to the U.S. Than any Hallyu wave has done. Right? The fact that there are 2 million Korean diaspora living in America, well established in a lot of ways, contributing to politics and arts and everything now, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Just
I wish the Koreans really understand that we were contributing in our own ways, in our own worlds.
I see.
Yeah, it's not we didn't make this in a very isolated condition. Yeah. I wanted to add one more onto the Jung thing.
Okay. More Jung.
Because the most liked comment in the Jung reels. Oh, you were reading off of the YouTube.
Yes.
Oh, on Instagram, the most liked comments was, why can't I find this?
Oh, I know what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Clearly, Ilsan, right?
Where's that one?
Ilsan?
Yeah. Which this one has 90 likes. So it has the most likes.
It resonates with our viewers.
Out of all the comments.
Yeah.
That says, 일단 냈다 한국 잘 모르는 사람들인 건 확실한 듯.
Which is, first of all four of these people know nothing about Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, especially for me. Okay, I was born and raised in Korea for 40 years now.
Yeah.
I think I know.
At least your own experience.
Yeah. So who are you to determine like what is the right way to observe Korea?
Shiwane, is it refreshing for you to say that?
Yeah.
Retaliation.
Yeah. I don't know what their understanding of Korea, and I'm sure that it's very valid, but I just want to say it's like we all have different perspectives.
Yeah.
And I think we both can claim a little bit more credit because we run a podcast that is specifically geared towards trying to understand this culture and society better in different lenses, right? It might be even more, it might have even more depth or like could shed more angles, like view it in different angles compared to someone who might have just lived in Korea and only viewed things in a Korean lens, right?
Yeah.
So in that sense, like number one, I think I'm certified Korean, and number two, I think even for you, I think you might have a deeper understanding of Korean society and culture than, in some aspects, than other Koreans, right?
Just because I approach it with a fresh eye,
and also I think you're a very observant person. Yeah.
I can also contrast it with America, right? So things stand out to me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jun, I'm curious in general because I do think a lot of people assume you're Gyopo.
I am not.
How does that make you feel, though?
It doesn't make me feel anything.
Oh,
okay. One part of me is maybe like I'm proud of my English. If that's how they assume that I'm Gyopo, because that's a good thing, right? But then other than that, I don't feel anything. Yeah.
You know, this is funny to me. Tell me if this is true or not. Like, even the camera angle of your apartment, there's no way we film in America. No way.
That's true.
Like, this is a Korean apartment. Like, there's no question in my mind. But I wonder if Koreans just don't have anything to contrast it to.
They don't know what American
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Like,
they can't immediately say, oh, this is Korea, not America.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the thing, too. If you've never lived outside of Korea...
Oh, but they might assume that we're all Korean Americans living in Korea.
Yeah. I see. Anyway, I think it's always funny to me when they are like, oh, like 4 gyopo or 2 gyopos or 4 gyopos.
Yeah.
You get bundled in with that because of your English, probably. Yeah.
Anyways.
June, do you remember? This might be TMI, but when we first started the podcast, my biggest fear was getting canceled because I'm very afraid of Korean cancel culture.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you said?
I don't care.
No. You said, don't worry, we won't because I'm Korean.
Oh, is that what I said?
You did.
Yeah.
You were like, no, I will make like. Koreans are maybe less likely to cancel us because you're native Korean.
Oh, so there's, because I have the right to say.
Exactly. Yeah. I get it. Like if two Korean Americans are sitting here criticizing, we don't criticize, but claiming to understand Korean culture very deeply. Okay, I can see how that's a little tone deaf.
Yeah.
Could be triggering, come across wrong. But at least that's what you said. You might not remember it. But.
Should we have like a little sticker tag on our arm saying like 한국인, 미국인?
미국인, yeah. I just understood. By the way, I just learned. I told you I'm on a journey to improve my Korean. And you might seem like, how could you not know this, Daniel? 외국인 just means outsider.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean foreigner. It means outsider.
How's that different?
I don't know. I feel like it's very different. Like to me, it reinforces I don't know. Outsider to me feels much more you're like exclusionary than you're just a foreigner.
Do you know what I mean? Literally, it means outside country person.
Outside country person.
Yeah.
Rather than like foreign, like different country person. Okay, maybe that's the distinction. I feel like if you say you're different than me, there's nothing wrong. That's neutral. But if you're an outsider from me, it feels like okay, it's very exclusionary in my mind. I don't know. It's a small thing. Maybe I'm reading too much
interesting because like to me it's the opposite.
Like foreign feels more exclusionary than outsider.
Yeah, because outside is a very just an objective thing. You're either inside or outside. Yeah. Foreign is like a character. Like this is very foreign to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's very foreign to me. It's like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But versus like, that's outside. Like that's an outsider opinion. Do you see what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Foreign to me, again, maybe I'm wrong. At least for me, it's like a little bit more neutral.
Interesting.
Just feels like, that's different. Whereas like, you're an outsider. Like, get out, stay out. Anyway, that might be a stretch.
Okay. This one comes from, I think you have a lot to say about this one. This one comes from the reels called 한국말을 굳이 왜 배움?
Okay.
The reels where why would you learn Korean?
Oh, okay.
And you said you want your kids to learn Korean. And I said, like, learning a new language is like opening up a new universe.
Yeah.
There was this one comment saying, Korean parents that don't teach their kids Korean are just irresponsible and lazy.
This one.
You strip your child of their chance at understanding their heritage and their roots. I'm so glad my parents taught me fluent Korean and respect them for that. Anything to say about this?
Yeah, I'm glad they taught you Korean, but unfortunately, they didn't teach you manners. No, who are they to tell my parents that they were bad parents because they didn't teach me Korean?
Yeah.
Come on. Let me give you the context. I think I shared it. I'm the youngest of 3 kids. When my parents were growing up, my oldest brother, 7 years older, he was a little bit of a late speaker. Which again, modern research shows that's common for bilingual households. Yeah. But in the 70s, there was no modern research.
Yeah.
And so they were like, oh shoot, our kid is struggling to speak.
Yeah.
They must be confused. We need to just speak one language.
Yeah.
And even though my parents at the time, their English was not good. That's what they told me. But they made a point of only speaking English and learning English at home. Yeah, I just wish people can be a little bit less judgmental.
Yeah.
I am happy that commenter can speak Korean, is very proud of the way that they were raised. And I'm sure their parents made a very intentional effort to teach them that or them that. I'm very happy for them. But I wish that there was less judgment on how other people are living or doing things. And, a lot of times, like, it's not out of, I don't know, it's just out of necessity or some belief. I don't even know. But yeah, I remember reading that. I almost responded, but I hope that we can all have a little bit more understanding and decency and not be so judgmental because you don't know the other person's situation. You don't know why I didn't learn Korean speaking growing up.
I think, again, I want to emphasize, this is what I wanted to emphasize through reading this comment, is because I think the whole purpose of doing this podcast to begin with is to, cultivate more empathy, and mutual like understanding of different cultures. And I understand it's very difficult to instinctively understand some other person, right? Because you're only viewing it through your lens. I think the human being is designed that way for some reason, because you're viewing the world in your first person perspective. So it's very easy to judge people with your own judgments, right? But I think it's very important for us to have at least really try hard to understand other people, because there's always a reason behind it, right? Yeah.
But what was the exact words they said?
What?
If you don't teach your kids Korean, you're
just irresponsible and lazy. Who are you to
there's nothing I can say about that.
I can't even start to imagine the pressure and struggle that like immigrants that immigrated to the US in like the 70s or 80s, even now, try to fit into that society when like everything's so foreign to you, and there's a risk that you might be excluded. And so I wouldn't even judge anyone that if they intentionally didn't teach their children Korean because of this reason, right? And I know that there are a lot of households that are like that, and I don't judge them. I think they have their own reasons.
Again, I even feel fortunate that my parents could speak English. I think a lot of Korean immigrants wish they could speak English to their kids, right? And maybe their kids' English is not as good. So I think a similar. Everyone's just doing their best.
I think a similar analogy would be like an American. Commenting on a Korean person saying your parents are irresponsible and lazy for not, putting your kid to a 영어 유치원, blah 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 blah, right?
Everyone would want to.
Everyone would want to, but there are circumstances where you can't. A bit more lighthearted one. This one is from the Reels called 한국 공공 화장실 이해 안 되는 점. And it's about me explaining, or maybe you said it, about how like in public restrooms in Korea, you're not allowed to put toilet paper into the toilet. And there were some comments explaining the reason why, because they said historically the plumbing system wasn't that good in old buildings, blah, blah, blah. But I thought this comment was so interesting because this person said, I knew you were going to say that, blah, 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 and said, what's weirder is that some Korean restaurants in the US have the same sign.
They do,
So there must be a cultural thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, that restaurant in the US might not have even known why, but they just assumed like, oh, we're gonna put the same thing up here.
Do you know what? I recently I stumbled upon some YouTube video. I don't know what it was about, but something stuck with me, saying maybe it relates to like how I say everything relates to 귀찮아ness. And maybe the plumbing thing, it's because if it gets clogged, you can just unclog it, right? But the reason why Korean people don't want to make a problem to begin with is the 귀찮아ness. And the YouTube video that I saw provided some more depth into it.
Okay.
They say that in Korea is such a bureaucratic society, and in a bureaucracy, like Korean traditional bureaucracy, you go up the ladder not through meritocracy. Is that the right word?
Yeah, it's just through tenure. Right?
And so the only way to go up is that you don't make a problem and not excel in things. And that is so deeply rooted in Korean society that you just don't want to make a problem.
Yeah, that could explain a lot of the risk averseness.
Yeah.
It's just like, don't do anything bad.
Yeah.
You don't have to actively do something good, but just don't mess up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think the 귀찮아, I think this is much more...
Wait, how is this related to the toilet though?
You just don't want to make a problem to begin with.
Oh, so be extra safe.
Yeah.
Like super cautious not to make a problem.
The other like the counter example of this is that you invest money to make better plumbing system, or like even if it happens, like you diligently unclog it. But rather than doing that, you just make everyone uncomfortable just to not make a problem at all to begin with.
I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I have to admit, I still put the toilet paper, but I'm very careful not to put too much. I don't know.
In the toilet?
Yeah,
I do too.
Even if there's a sign.
I don't want to put it in the in the trash can.
Korean toilet paper is so thin.
But you know what, Daniel? Did I tell you this?
No.
What was more surprising? When I went to Japan, it's
Even
like half the thickness.
Oh no! Also, did we already talk about
It's
this?
literally translucent.
No, but Japanese toilet paper is like waxy.
Is it?
It's not absorbent. Wait, is this Taiwan? Somewhere I traveled recently, I was like, wait, the toilet paper is literally not absorbent. Like, how does this even work?
It must be Taiwan.
It's so weird. Anyway. Keep going, because I just want to go to emails and then to...
Oh, I thought this comment was interesting. This one came from the reels called 미국과 한국의 광고 스타일 차이, where we said that Korean advertisements are very informative and text heavy.
Okay, yeah.
And this commenter said, and I thought it was interesting, 각각 한국어, 영어에 대한 접근성이 전혀 다른 것도 크게 작용할 것 같아요. Accessibility to each languages in each country.
Oh, literacy rate.
Yeah, might be influencing this. 한국인들은 다 한국어를 잘하지만 미국인들은 다 영어 잘 읽는 건 아니니까요. It's not only about literacy rate, but I think it's the multiculturalness.
Yeah, I mean, I could see there being something to this.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm off here. Yeah, I mean, I can see it doesn't feel like at all a root cause to me. I just have to be honest. I know, for example, there's certain features like WhatsApp. Voice messages is very popular in certain countries where literacy is low, right? So there are places where literally people can't read and write, but they can talk. And so that's why this feature is so used, right? I don't know. It feels like that's not... I understand that what they're saying. US is more multicultural. Literacy is not as high or as strong as it is in Korea. It never feels like a root cause to me. Yeah, I think it's just more... In some world in which literacy is 100%, everyone speaks English, I feel like American culture and design would still prominently display like that one epic photo and like try to minimize the text because it takes away from the photo. Yeah, I don't know. That's just at least my sentiment.
I think it's just better design. I do understand. I think it's an interesting point of view.
It is interesting.
I think it's valid, but I think it's just a lot of it has to do with just better design. Yeah.
I do believe we did talk about it in that episode, but the more I think about it, I think the compactness of Hangul and any like whatever Chinese rooted character language is a huge reason to put more text. Because if you try to convey the same amount of whatever that the Korean text is conveying in English, it literally would take up the whole thing, right? It's not like it's so not compact in English. So yeah.
Can I do another one? Because I want to say I kind of understand where this person's coming from. This one comes from the reels titled 대만은 미국형이 기대했던 한국의 모습.
Oh, this is when I said Taiwan was the Korea I had hoped I wanted to move to.
This person says, do I sense a feel of smugness and disappointment? Like they wanted to keep us backward while the USA is the only country that should move forward.
Ooh. I mean, definitely not. 100% no. I said why I like Taiwan, at least to me. It was a good mix of the old and new. Like it's not distancing itself from the past. Oh, this is going to be good, June. And I feel like modern Korea does try to distance itself from its poor past, right? And maybe that exact same feeling that Koreans accuse Gopus of. Oh, you were ashamed to be Korean before it was cool. Now you're like, leaning into it even more that it's cool. I don't know. Did Koreans feel that same maybe shame of when it was poor? Maybe some of the traditions and like historical things that now it's like, oh, we're so, we don't want to hold on to any of that.
That plays a part. Also, I think it's whether you're viewing it towards a tourister lens versus when you're actually living in that situation, kind of. Yeah. Like when you said that you wished your 할머니 neighborhood was just preserved that way. Yeah. Right. I do
believe that.
I think, but that's coming from a completely investor point of view, where you're not a house owner in that neighborhood. You know how you don't know how difficult it is to live in that neighborhood, but you're just looking into a very romanticized lens. Maybe I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but like I'm trying to, because I kind of understand what this person is saying. Because even when I visit a more developing country, I also feel that, oh, this is so like, this is cool. Like the night markets are so like retro and kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's because I'm only viewing it in a very romanticized lens as a tourist. But for them, it's their livelihood and they're struggling maybe. So I think there's that kind of discrepancy a little bit where this person is trying to point out. Yeah.
I definitely understand why for a landowner whose property is going to be redeveloped, okay, they just struck gold, struck oil, we just got rich.
Yeah.
I can understand why that's their incentive.
Yeah.
I even said that on the podcast. As a tourist though, like don't you, okay, I make a point to go to as many puchas as I can. Is it fantasizing the past? A little bit. But that's also what I really love. I think there's like charm and like it's enjoyable. I wish there were more pochas in Pangyo.
But like, do you want to be the pocha owner? Is I think.
Oh, okay. I mean, do I wish?
It's not like an easy life. I think.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. But I don't like. Are modern restaurants any better? I don't think these are easy lives for anyone. Right, so I think it's a bit independent of that.
I think it's because for Koreans it reminds them of it because it's their livelihood. Yeah. It reminds them of how hard it was to start from there and come here. And if someone says, especially coming from like an outsider point of view, saying that, oh, I liked it better back then when it was like all 포장마차s, then I think it's very easy. It's very hard for Koreans to detach that sentiment with just by looking at what you see as a scenery.
So they were interpreting my comment as like, oh, why doesn't Korea stay poor so I can come and enjoy like the retro vibes of this poor country?
I think so, kind of.
I mean, again, this was in stark comparison to Taiwan. Is Taiwan a poor country compared to Korea?
I mean, only
it's pretty comparable, it feels.
But only recently it has become, right?
Yeah.
It's still, yeah.
And, you know, even in Taiwan, let's say they are capable and able to completely redevelop every last bit of land, would they? Yeah. Or would they make a concerted effort to try to preserve some of that history? Again, like I feel like, I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm trying to think of like U.S. places where they try to preserve like the old retro vibes or, you know, the homeliness feeling of it. No, I don't know. I think in America, okay, here's a good example. You know, the idea of remodeling your home, right? So let's say there's a neighborhood, the entire neighborhood was built in the 70s, right? And now they're 50 years old. Property value has gone up. So people are going to come in and redevelop the property. Okay, I can completely understand that, right? But they're almost... I at least my belief is in the US, there will be like a class of people who want to hold on to that older, simpler, maybe quote unquote happier time. I guess what you're saying in Korea is like no one feels that way about the past generation. It was a simpler, quieter, happier time. And so no one wants to hold on to that. Is that what you're saying? Because again, even if financially it makes sense for every homeowner to turn over their home, etc.
I think it's also because you're the American that's coming from one of the most wealthiest nations in the world.
Okay, but what? Not every American's wealthy, Jung.
I know. I'm trying to say, but you represent, for this commenter, you represent the U.S.
Okay.
Kind of.
But would there ever be that sentiment?
Can I give you an example?
Okay.
Or like so when I was in grad school, there was one semester there was a project to renovate the favelas.
In Brazil?
Okay. And it's like a very slum area, right?
Yeah.
And most of the American or like non-Brazilian students, they try to like romanticize the favela like alleyways and like try to like maintain the grid and like do a renovation.
Yeah.
And I think one of the Brazilian critics came and said like no one wants to live in this condition. You don't understand the cultural context or societal context of this, right? I think this is kind of like that in a way, because if you look at it in a very objective, like outsider point of view, which I think is valid of its own, you can see things that these people who are living in that area and that is their livelihood in a different lens. But also from that person's perspective, it's like you don't even know what it's like to live here, and like you try to romanticize this area and like try to preserve this. We just want to get rid of this. You know what I mean?
I can understand. To me, here's the difference. I'm not talking about the favela equivalent in Korea. I think these are reasonable streets. They just look older and outdated, right? Like, is there no desire to preserve that, right? And my question is, do Koreans feel nostalgic for that past? Let's say the 60s, 70s, 80s Korea. Let's just say 70s and 80s.
They do.
Do people feel nostalgia for it?
They do, but it's not. But the thing is but it's kind of tricky. If it were to be like a historical site, then they would preserve it. But the 70s and 60s, it's like all of their livelihoods. It's the little restaurants and like those alleyways where they would like sell things in the street and all that. So it's kind of tricky to say that we want to preserve this. It's almost the equivalent of saying we want to preserve the way that these people are living. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not it.
Or else it has to be like a Disney World type of thing where it's all fake.
Okay, here's another example then. San Francisco. Again, I'm not an architecture major. You probably know better than me. But they have a very style of home, right, that existed back then. And if you go through San Francisco, a lot of it looks similar. They might update the interior, but they aren't like destroy the whole thing, build it up, build it taller, build it more modern. They want to hold on to that character and history and almost preserve it. Like it's unique to us, right? Whereas I feel like that desire to hold on, appreciate the unique character and past of Korea, I don't see it, because when I look at the modern apartment complexes, they all look the same.
But I think the equivalent of San Francisco would be like a Bukchon Hanokmaul, right? Whereas like the Shingumo place that you're referring to is kind of like the favelas.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a slum area.
I guess I'm trying to think. Like, here's the thing: if I were to move in, I would probably update the interior, but I would want to keep it and try to preserve as much of the older parts of it as possible. And I think the root of that is not like smugness. I think as an American, maybe as an immigrant, I'll say, I think I just really value that. Because I didn't have it growing up. I didn't have like old school Korea to like be reminded of all the time. And so I genuinely do value that aspect, you know, keeping a connection to the past, and also just preserving history in general. Like, I don't immediately think modern is better. I think a lot of people actually think like modern design it's characterless but cold, right? So I naturally just gravitate towards that. I think that's what I was trying to get at with this. But I admit for sure there's some piece of like romanticizing and fantasizing about old Korea. Yeah, there's a bit of that. You know, I recognize if I go to Pocha, like someone has to be manning that. I guess, I don't know, is that Pocha really that worse than some employee at like, you know, doing the like minimum wage jobs at a restaurant? I actually don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, like it.
But it's like, it's kind of a symbol of, I don't know objectively what it's like, but it's like a symbol of like a grassroots hard life kind of.
Okay, yeah, from that perspective I can definitely sympathize at least. I can understand why it might come across as, oh, just like continue to be poor. So when I travel here, I can feel that. But I don't know. I also have to be honest to myself. I want to be able to go out and eat at a pocha, but they're all gone. That makes me sad, Jun.
It's because you have a family. That's why I can go to pocha whenever I want.
Not in the area. You have to travel to like these. They're not everywhere like they used to be.
But it's just like 30 minutes, right? Bus ride.
To me, that's a big difference. Like walk in. And here's my answer to that, right? Just raise the prices of pochas to be sustainable, to like be able to provide.
They are.
And let's see if people continue to go. Yeah, because I feel like I at least would frequent it a lot. Yeah. Anyway. Jun, as you know, I've been going through like kind of a difficult time in my life. struggling with purpose, bleeding over into this podcast, my motivations and everything. But I, say it time and time again, I think the most meaningful things that sustain me are when we receive emails and maybe direct messages that I can tell are very well thought out and, took a lot of intentionality to send. And so, we received one even this morning that was, again, I've been going through some tougher times in life. But it was just such a encouraging email. I don't know what parts to read, but I'll just say, Dear Daniel and June, I honestly struggled to find the right words to tell you how much your podcast means to me. You've introduced me to many firsts. My first podcast subscription, first Patreon support, first Discord community. Oh, this is a bit revealing. First super thanks. I've listened to every single episode from the beginning, completely no skipping normal speed. So I think super fan is a fair description. I just have to say, I don't know anyone who listens to podcasts on normal speed.
Really?
Yeah. I'm always 1.25 to 1.5x.
I always listen to normal speed.
1x?
Yes.
Oh, you too. Okay. But, they go on to say how they, grew up in Seoul, spent time in the U.S., and have moved back and are now maybe having a difficult time transitioning. And I just think it's your podcast came into my life at exactly the right time. Your conversations that helped me understand cultural differences and feelings I couldn't quite put into words before. Daniel, your honesty, openness about your vulnerabilities, and genuine efforts to understand Korean culture really touched me. I've teared up right along with you during certain episodes. You help Korean listeners like me see the beauty in parts of our culture we often take for granted. June, I really appreciate your calm approach and outlook on life. I see a lot of myself in you, though you handle similar experiences with such grace. I often think how great it would be to have a friend like you. In a world full of 자극적인 content, I don't know what that means. That's more stimulating. Oh, really?
I think she's like an insider joke because I say 자극적인
a lot. Yeah. That's more about shock than substance. Your thoughtful conversations feel like talks with good friends. If I have kids someday, I hope they grow up with the kind of balanced perspective and meaningful friendships you both show. I want you to know you're making a real difference in many lives, including mine. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, really. I don't
means a lot.
Know what else to say.
Yeah.
It's so meaningful, and I think, despite all the negative comments and criticisms we face, I feel like I face in particular, just the fact that it's reaching maybe one or two people, helping them broaden their perspectives or feel seen or heard, I think is enough to sustain me. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I like this episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't?
I don't know.
I think it was very, very much aligned to our purpose. Because I think I purposefully chose comments that seemed like they don't really understand the purpose of what this podcast is, just trying to view certain things in their own perspective. But again, I think everything in the world is multifaceted, right? You can view it in many different perspectives. So that's what we're trying to do. I think you did a very good job trying to explain the American point of view. Because I think that's for some reason, a lot of criticism comes from the Korean commenters. I do think it's also because our audience is biased because they're mostly Koreans.
They're more Korean.
Yeah, and maybe that's it. But I really hope that people understand what we're trying to do, and try to be a little bit more aligned with what we're trying to do, and maybe try to understand things in different point of views. And I think it's just gonna make the world a better place. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's no coincidence that the YouTube comments tend to be a little bit, I think, more thoughtful, because most likely they actually are consuming the entirety of our long form content, whereas probably most of our Instagram commenters are just seeing the shorts, which are by design. They can't contain all the context, and they're very short, fast takes without the full explanation. So yeah, if anything, it makes it easier to digest maybe the Instagram comments. But I do encourage everyone to, please be a little little bit more less judgmental and trying to be more understanding of differences in perspectives. And yeah, that's I wish I could say more, but anyway, it's encouraging to know again that the podcast is achieving the vision for even a handful of listeners. So thanks.
All right.
As always, if you want to support our podcast, please consider sharing us with a friend or someone you know that might want to listen. Additionally, you can support us on Patreon. For the minimum fee of $1 a month, you can get access to our Discord, connect with other members, discuss the latest episode, and also suggest future episode topics. Since the last time, we have
quite a number of new joiners. Yeah.
First off, thank you to Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you to Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you to Judy.
Just kidding.
Wait, why?
No.
Wait, what? Where was that from? Oh, I know. Okay.
Sorry, let's do it again.
Thank you 20 times to Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
Hey, but that's not fair to Stephanie either.
I know. I was just joking.
Okay, thank you, Jason, who updated their membership.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you to C.
Thank you, C.
I think let's just keep it as C. And then thank you to G. And thank you to Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right, that's it for this week.
All right.
Is this the first? It's the most I've cried during an episode for sure.
Or for a day.
Oh, I'm in a very emotional state.
괜찮아?
No, I'm not okay. I'll get through it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all.
Bye.
See you next week.
괜찮아 진짜?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm an emotional person in general. Yeah. Also, by the way, there are a lot of comments around, why do all the Gyopos or Korean Americans have facial hair? Yeah. I don't know. It's just...
Oh, is that why they assumed that I'm a Gyopo?